guys, Sasha here. Welcome back to Creative Frenzy. Okay, so today I am going to make a box out of a box. Bear with me here for my junk journals or my art journals, okay? So I made these a while back. I have a 5x7 jelly plate, so I have a lot of smaller prints, which is great because I like the idea of working on something a bit smaller scale. So the other day we made a journal cover for even the smaller prints. So this is just some packaging that we created together. And if you watch the video, yes, I was struggling because I hadn't made one of these in quite some time. So anyway, I wanted to show you how I'm using this and then how I'm going to be making the box. Just, you know, we're playing. That's all we're doing. So I like this because it's a long skinny and it's going to be quite chunky. I have room for another signature if I want to, because I'm probably going to make more, obviously. So, but I only have the one plate, so I know I can either do this way, or, you know, whatever combination thereof. So I wanted to show you what I like about this kind of journal cover is because you can take them out, obviously, right? So all you do is take it out, and then I still have the other, but then you can work on it separately and you don't have to worry about getting this all kind of, you know, gungy and stuff. So I just wanted to show you, I've just started last night actually, just, you know, working with the colors that are there. I didn't overthink how I put the signatures together, so it's kind of interesting what you come up with. I have these stickers from AliExpress and I love them. You know, so I wanted to start using them more often. So just different things that you can use. And these I made myself with just some book pages and alcohol ink markers. I have a thing on that too, a video on that. Here's some of my glassine paper that I made myself with some, you know, script, you know, faux script kind of thing. Yeah, just using the papers, jelly print papers to draw faces on and then cutting them out and putting them in, you know, coloring the hair with just, you know, simple markers, nothing too fancy. It's stuff I have on hand anyway. Here I trimmed this piece a little bit too close and it was an awkward edge, so I just put some music sheet in behind there. And then over here, some more of those cute stickers I got from AliExpress. And just doodling. You know, having fun. A lot of these stickers are from, yeah, you guessed it, AliExpress. But I love Sigourney Weaver in Aliens and Millie Bobby Brown in Stranger Things. And I have the stickers, so I'm using them. Where else am I going to put them, right? So here's another one of my faces that I drew on a separate piece of paper. I just cut them out. And I just have fun with it. The hair didn't turn out the way I wanted to, so I gave her a really fancy scarf or hairdo or, you know, whatever I felt like. But the beauty of this is because it's so different in how, you know, the colors are together, because they're all different. It's a bit more of a challenge in how I'm going to do it. So I'm having a lot of fun with that, just challenging myself with colors and things like that. And this, you know, I thought this was kind of cool. This looked like the moon, like a dark and stormy night. She's got a warm coat on, and she just looks like she's going places, you know. And not everything has a title. Some do, some don't. That's okay. I'm just having fun, like I said. So yeah, that I wanted to show you for that. So, you know, and as this gets fuller, it'll get chunkier, and I have room for more, so which is always nice. Because I will be creating more. And then the other one that I created was just more for the loose cover, like the loose pages and things like that. So I just used the leftover pieces that I chopped off of these, right, because it was a bit too long. I just decoupaged them onto here, and I just made a folder like this. So if you have like bits and pieces that you wanted to save, like from your background papers that look interesting that you might want to use in a collage, you can just stick them in here. You know, you don't have to worry too much about it. You can just stick them all in there, kind of thing. They're not going to go anywhere on you. And you just fold them in, and then you can have some place to keep them all together. So if you're working on a separate project or whatever, it's a good way to sort of color coordinate, or even, you know, different things that you have in mind. Anyway, I digress. So that's basically what I did with those, okay? I just wanted to show you the finished product. So here we have these. I didn't want to give them a cover necessarily, like the journal one, like this. So what I wanted to do is I wanted to do it like a box set, right? But it has to be roomy enough so that there's room for growth. Now I have 2 of these cereal bar boxes. Let's see. Yeah. Did groceries the other day, so I have 2 of these left over. And I am just going to make a box to house them in, and, you know, decoupage them with my own papers. So all I've done is trim the edges off. Okay, I just measured 3.5 inches from the center spine. What I like about it's already scored, right? Obviously, so it's easy peasy to do. So I just cut this flap off and this flap off. Okay, and let me show you. So this one comes off, this one comes off, and then 3.5 inches for my measurement, or whatever your notebooks will allow. You could use this for any kind of book, really. It doesn't have to be your own little jelly print whatevers. If you wanted to do little dollar store notebooks and you wanted to store them all in one area, this is the perfect way to do it. And it's also great for gift giving. I know, I seem to think a lot about gift giving for some odd reason, but, you know, that's just how I roll. So we are just going to glue it together like this, okay? I probably should have had my hot glue gun out, because I might regret doing it this way, but let's see how we do. Oh, don't be clogged. I left the lid off overnight. That's never a good idea. This will probably be easier with a hot glue gun. I just didn't think that far ahead, unfortunately. So you just hold them together with some clips. Oops. Hands cooperate. Alright, so that's not too bad. You do the same thing over here. Now you can make one out of, you know, any kind of material. Like if you wanted to do a heavy card box, or, you know, heavy cardstock, or what am I thinking of? Cardboard boxes that are not cereal boxes, or, you know, grocery boxes. You could absolutely make them out of corrugated cardboard. That's the word I'm looking for. But now, you know, I have all this leftover paper from different projects that I've been doing in the studio. Okay. These clips you just get at the dollar store. They're not the greatest for heavy duty stuff, but for smaller things, they'll do. You can paint this, you can, let me just put this one on here. Hold it together like that. Yeah, that's better. And less profile. Okay. Change our mind. Okay. Binder clips come in handy for lots of different things. If you find that this comes off, you know, just glue it back down. These are awkward boxes to open up anyway. They don't really have a proper side or a bottom and whatever opening, so you have to rip the living daylights out of them in order to get the granola bars out. But they are tasty. Okay, so I have all these papers left over. I thought I'd decoupage with it. I also have this really pretty napkin or paper towel that I have left over. Ooh, that's quite nice. That almost fits the whole thing, doesn't it? Alright, we shall see. So we're just going to take out the interesting parts and do something with those. It always looks better if you sort of overlap over the edges. That makes it stronger too. If you wanted to cover the bottom, by all means, go ahead. See whatever, you know. I don't know. We shall see. I'd like to use some of it. Maybe not all of it, but some of it would be kind of cool. You could use book pages for this. I know a lot of us junk journalers have book pages galore, so that'd be a good way to sort of use those up, you know, cover up a box. And then, you know, if you wanted to make these into junk journals, if you didn't have like jelly prints or whatever, just make a set of little junk journals to go in there, kind of thing, right? So what I like about these is I leave a little bit of space on the top so that if you wanted to have, you know, bits sticking out, it's perfect for that. Lots of room. Okay, so don't sell yourself short and make anything too small or too snug to fit it, so that you have room for growth. Okay, that's the only caveat here. Okay, so I'm just looking for some book page. Now, a lot of people only want text, but I kind of like how the edges of book pages gather the color nicer, I think. Okay, we're going to use this. No, that'll take too long. We'll use some Mod Podge. Oh, if I can get it open. There we go. All right. My old Mod Podge brush. This is the only one I use. Well, not the only one. I use another one too, but I should get me one of those silicone brushes, you know, that I have for face masks. I think that might be better. Next time I go to the dollar store, whenever that will be, I think I'll look into that. Dollar store comes in handy. Alright. So all I'm doing is just basically building my background on here first. And then if I want to stencil over top or whatever, I absolutely could, right? Okay. That should hold it nicely. You'll know how to decoupage by now. Nothing you haven't done yourself before, I'm sure. I'm just having fun creating. And then if I wanted to, I could do something like this. You know, if you didn't like the edges of how it was, you could absolutely do something like that. And this is just my background paper or my, wipe off paper from underneath my projects. I've been kind of busy painting and doing different things, so I'm just having a lot of fun. I'm not even trimming any of this paper. I am just going to fold it right over because, otherwise we just create more scraps. I don't want more scraps. I want to use up my scraps. I try to challenge myself in using up whatever I have on hand, and just having fun with it. So a lot of these pieces, you could just go like this. Whatever you felt like doing. Oh, that looks pretty. So yeah, challenging myself by using up my scraps. I think there's a lot of creativity that can happen at that point, which, is a lot of fun. Necessity, mother of invention, they say. And it's kind of nice to just play around. Try not to be off camera here, but I need it to be closer if I want to be able to see it properly. And we can always come back and glue some more down if we had to. We can trim that, or we could fold it over. And we can attach it with some washi tape just to give it a little bit of a extra little edge here. Actually, that'd be kind of cute. Maybe we'll do that. I have some washi tape here. Look at that. It's not a very wide one, but yeah, it'll do. Okay. Just to help neaten that edge a little bit. Just give that washi tape a little bit of glue. That's kind of cute. Colorful. Maybe we'll trim that piece down there. Alright, so let's see. Let's use some of this. I've never used paper towel for decoupage. That's the first for me. It is a 2-ply. Oh, look at that. I don't know if it'll come apart. We'll see. Please come apart without ripping. No. Alright. Oh, okay. There we go. We can glue that back together. That's kind of cool. Although you see through it quite a bit. So let's grab another book page. So I'm working through this Villette by Charlotte Bronte book. It's not a good book, just FYI. It's very, yeah, read it for yourself. You'll understand what I mean. So let's see. All right. Yeah, so, I've been collecting old books for a very, very long time. And some of them are falling apart. And it never even dawned on me that I could use them as an art source, for like junk journals and things like that, until I started watching junk journal videos, obviously. But yeah, it took me a while because I was really hesitant to, you know, use these books up and things like that. So I made it a point to read this one before I destroyed it. And I did not enjoy it, I must say. So I don't know what it is. Some books I have no problem, but for some reason this book just drove me crazy. I don't know what it was. But yeah, it's not a good book. I skipped to the end because I couldn't stand the whole concept anymore. I was like, ugh, I can't do it. So, should we go over? Nope, we're not. Well, you know what? It does strengthen it up a bit, but I'm trying not to create more scraps. I know, it's so hard. You know what? In the world of no scraps, there's going to be a lot of overlapping. Let's just put it that way. So that's just how it is. All right. Trying to use up the scraps, not create more. That's one thing about paper crafting. You know, you're either buying new, recycling, or creating more paper scraps. And it's very frustrating sometimes because it's like, okay, now I have 4 different containers for different kinds of scraps, you know, because it could be book pages or, you know, anything really that you're into in the moment kind of thing. Gonna need more glue. So yeah, you just create more scraps all the time. It's like, really? I don't want 10 million containers in my studio holding scraps. So you gotta do something with it, right? So what do? Well, I'm going to create something from nothing. You know, something that would have been tossed and not thought about again. We're gonna create it for something. It'll give it a purpose, let's put it that way. Glue these little bits down. You can come back and do that. So let's see if we can get this to go on here. So I want this yellow bit this way, and then that can fold in. Yes, okay, there we go. So I'm assuming putting glue on your piece is probably easier to do than the other way. Like I said, I've never ever decoupaged with paper towels. So I have no idea. I've done it with napkins every now and then. It's not my favorite thing to work with napkins because you're kind of stuck sometimes. Like in the beginning when I was art journaling, I would do, you know, my art journal with napkins, like as a base kind of thing. And it just created for me a nice base, but it also created, I was sort of stuck in a rut, and it's like, okay, I need to do something a little bit different. So when you find yourself stuck in a rut, you know, you gotta switch it up a little bit. That's actually not too bad. That's kind of cool. So, oh, that is really, really wet. Okay, so what we could do is we could put another piece over here and just sort of, you know, because the paper towel does allow you to see through a little bit, but yeah, we'll just leave that for now. That's not bad. Okay, we'll work on the bottom. Now the ones I'm not too keen on, or maybe some more book page. Let's see. and some of it overlapping. Sure, we'll go with that. Again, trying not to create more scraps. It's harder than you think. Okay, so all we're going to do is we are going to snip these little end pieces just so we can connect things nicely. Fold it over, make the seams a little stronger on our box, because I'm not using the best of glues. So all we're doing is just folding it over. And it's kind of interesting what you end up with, because you never know, right? I'm not planning ahead here. I'm just sort of going with the flow, just seeing what I end up with in the end. And does it mean we'll cover things up? Possibly. Not enough glue. The shorter the piece, the more glue you need so it can actually fold over. It's kind of interesting how the paint just sort of came through the back piece. That's kind of cool, right? We'll go with that. There we go. Just a little push. Alrighty. Now do we want to put some washi tape on this side? Maybe just to strengthen it a little bit. Looks a little bit wobbly, doesn't it? You know what? Let's go for it. I mean, once the glue dries, I'm sure it'll be fine. Try that. Okay, let's put a little bit more glue on here. Alrighty, so that's actually not too shabby. Just sort of glue it down a bit. Once it dries, it'll be fine, but it's just getting it there, right? All right. So if this bothers you, you can always put an extra piece of cardboard in there just to strengthen it, but it's just supposed to hold the little art journals, right? It's not supposed to really withstand a whole lot of pressure. Now I want to do something up here. So sometimes if you fold things ahead of time, you'll have a nicer crease, so it's easier to glue things down. I just want to give that a little something. Yeah, I think so. Again, using up my scraps. I always feel kind of guilty when I have scraps, you know, when I'm putting them in the recycling. I try to use as much as I possibly can, but it's not always a doable thing. Oh, where is my fold? So, you know, and then the guilt sets in. I was like, no, I must do something with it, you know. So hence these kinds of projects. To assuage my guilt, I must create something from scraps. But something that looks decent, you know, nothing just to, you know, throw things together. But I want something that looks good too. So, so messy. So gluey. Okay, so now we have a place to put these. And I like that we have a spot up here, okay? And then when we put it on the shelf, you know, it'll fill in nicely. You could do the inside of the box too, if that's how you wanted to do it. But I'm going to wait till this dries before I do anything else with it, I think, for there. So you could always put it on the shelf this way, right? So all you see is this. So you can put a date on there, or the year that you made these, or you can give it a title. You could do a series of studies or whatever, right? So that's kind of fun. So let's do something on the spine in case we want to see it on the other side. I don't know. Bit of green. That'd be kind of cool. And then we can write on that for whatever we're putting in there. This is cool too. Oh yeah, this has a bit of a torn edge, which is nice. So let's put that one on there. Yes. All right, it has been decided. Sometimes you just want to have the colorful side out. And I'm covering up some of the text, but that's okay. There's still enough peeking out. It's not going to make too much of a difference when you have it sitting on the shelf. But you can put this on your bookshelf even, and it'll look quite nice. And nobody will even guess that it's a bunch of jelly print art journals. So, unless of course you write it on there. But yeah, there we go. Yet another little way to corral all the chaos in your craft room. And using up scraps, so it's a twofer, right? Anyway, I hope you enjoyed the video, messy as it was. Hope you played along, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye, guys.